Hi everyone, Dr. Maurice here. I just wanted to go over a few pieces of your mini paper assignment that students frequently have questions about. So first thing I want to point out is that I'm here in the modules tab, and go to the assignments module and you'll see everything you need for mini paper assignments. You'll see mini paper 3 pop up shortly, but first thing you want to do is figure out what your PIN is. And so your PIN is the identification you're going to use on your mini paper assignments rather than using your name. And so I want to make sure that your identity is anonymous to me while I'm reading papers. And so you'll use this PIN in place of your name. So you'll just want to click on this link and it will take you to a list of everybody in the class and their particular PIN number. So make sure that you check that out and put that on your paper. Another important thing to note is that you're going to have to use APA format 7th edition for this paper. And so I've provided you with a template that you can use and download into a Word document and type right into it. So there's no more running head. So if you used to use APA format 6th edition, you'll be happy to know the running head is no longer there. So the first thing you'll want to change is the title here, right? So come up with a title for your paper. Honestly, it's fine if it's just mini paper 1. It's not a big deal. You don't have to get creative, but if you want to, then you're welcome to do so. You then, have this space here. This is purposeful, and then put your PIN, whatever your PIN is. Put down what department your major is in. So if you are a kinesiology student, your department would be kinesiology and public health. If you're a business student, put business, whatever department you are coming from. And then the next thing on the title page is the due date of your assignment. So this will be available to you on the assignment page where you go to submit it. So it's not the day that you finished it or you started it, it's the day that the assignment is actually due. Scrolling down to page 2, you will want to repeat your title again here. So whatever's on the title page, just put again at the top there. And then you'll start typing your paper on the next line. And all of your papers require you to have a reference page. So you will be citing theory in every single one of your papers. And so you want to cite the textbook whenever you are doing that. Some of your papers will require that you have outside sources. And so you'll want to make sure that those are on your reference page as well. Anything that you cite in your paper has to go on your reference page, and anything that's on your reference page must be cited within your paper. Here is the assignment submission for mini paper 1. So you can see all the specs up here, right? When it's due, how many points it is, what type of file will be accepted, to make sure you're paying attention to all of those pieces. And then you can see the description of the assignment here as well. So for this particular mini paper 1, you're going to watch the film Unguarded about Chris Herron. And you're going to watch it using your sociological lens, right? And you are going to apply one theory to Chris Herron's story, right? To help us better understand how his life turned out the way it did, and looking really at how sport and society relate to his life circumstances. And we have a group of theories within chapter 1 you can pull from. So you could use functionalism, conflict theory, critical race theory, feminist theory, hegemony theory, or interactionist theory. So any of those would be acceptable. I really caution you to use just one theory. You could use 2 for this paper, but I would say don't use more than 2. You really need to dig in deep with your theory. And so if we scroll down to look at the rubric, most of your points are coming from the content. And so you really want to make sure that you're doing a really good job demonstrating to me that you fully understand this theory and how to apply it to Chris Herron's life. And so you don't want it to be too surface level, right? Where I don't really get the sense that you really get this theory. So you really want to lay out, here's the theory that I'm going to apply. Here are the main tenets or propositions of this theory, and here's how those relate to Chris Herron's story. So be very explicit with the theory and your descriptions of the theory, and then how that applies. And that goes for all of your papers, right? That this content piece with your ability to apply theory is going to be the most important element. You want to make sure that you're checking your spelling and grammar. Those are pretty common requirements for most of your courses, I'm sure. Grammarly is a really great website to help check things. They catch things that Microsoft Word will miss, so it's a really great resource to have. 3 of your points are coming from how well you adhere to style. So this means that you're writing in a professional academic tone and that you're following APA requirements. Something that a lot of students don't know about is the contraction element of APA format. So a contraction is where you're taking 2 words and reducing them down into 1. So words like can't, won't, don't, those are not allowed in APA format. So you have to actually write out the full 2 words. So cannot, do not, will not, right? So if you have 1 to 2 contractions, you're only going to lose 1 point. But if you get a little wild with your contractions and have 3 or more, that could be 0 to 1 points total that you're earning for your style section. Make sure that your paper is well organized, that you are having a good introduction, that you are having really good transitions between your paragraphs, and that you provide a conclusion that really wraps up and ties it all together. A lot of students forget about conclusions, and they're a very important part to really synthesize what your key points were within your paper. If you have questions about APA formatting, you can see Purdue OWL, which is a really great resource for all things APA format, and our APA module. It has everything you could need to know about APA format. It also has a couple of visuals for you if you're not sure if something looks right or not. So definitely make sure that you are taking some time to look through this if you're unfamiliar with APA 7th edition. If you have any questions about APA format, or if you're taking something in the right direction, please do let me know. I want you to do well in these assignments, and I want you, to be successful and able to apply these concepts. So if you have questions, send me an email, send me a text, come to my Zoom office hours, and I will try to help you figure out, if you're struggling with something, or just, confirming, yep, you're on the right track with this. So please do let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully this little video helped to clear up any questions or confusions that you may have had about the mini paper assignments.